LSU plays Missouri this Saturday. I think you guys may know that. It's a noon Eastern time kick, 11 local. It's on ESPN. Let's just hold on for a second. Let's just pump the brakes, put your flashers on, parallel park it over here. LSU season is not over. They've got one SEC loss. Their season's not over. And let me tell you something else. If LSU, as unlikely as this seems right now, were to win out, they'd have a good shot at making the playoff, because that would include a trip to Atlanta after they've beaten A&M, after they've beaten Alabama, after they've won the SEC championship. They'll probably be in the playoff. LSU's playoff hopes are not over. They're not done. It's not true. When people tell you that, they're probably just banking on the fact that LSU's not done losing. Because if this were it, they'd still have a chance to surge late. However, point two, Missouri is 5-0. And yet they're still a 4.5-point dog at home against a 2-loss team. Now, I'm smiling because I know why that is. But I have friends, close personal acquaintances, and just random folks in the DMs. But if you watch this show, you're not random. You're close to our heart, who really believe you are what your record says you are. And they believe, even in the odds-making and power rating community, 2-loss teams should always be behind undefeated teams. But in the odds-making community, they don't care what your record is because they have to make money. So therefore, they have to put an accurate number out there to at least come close to splitting the market's action. And on this particular game, you got home field and undefeated as a 4.5-point dog against 2-loss on the road. That's how college football works. That's how odds-making works. That's why the JP poll looks stupid to some of you. But in reality, it's pretty much aligned as such. I had LSU above Missouri in the JP poll, by the way. Okay, so LSU's defense is horrendous. Good news out of the way for LSU. Defense is abominable. Jesse bet me I wouldn't get that word in the show tonight. I agreed with him, so I didn't take the bet, and I'm proud of myself. LSU has allowed 4 pass catchers to have a 100-plus yard game and 1 touchdown games this year. They had 2 of them last week. Ole Miss had 2 guys. Trey Harris and Evan Watkins both went over 100 in a touchdown last week. Their pass defense, this is rough now. We should have put this in the Sunday show. LSU's pass defense has allowed 13 touchdowns through 5 games. 13 through 5 games. They gave up 17 in 14 games last year. Things have gone downhill quickly, and here's the worst news of all. Missouri has Luther Burden. Luther Burden has 4 straight games with 100 yards receiving, and they don't have a close second there. So you may think to yourself, oh, that's cool, we'll just bracket Luther Burden. Well, it seems LSU has tried this tactic, and it's just not working because they're not good enough. And I don't think they'll be good enough Saturday unless something radical changes. So Brady Cook, quarterback there at Missouri, does he keep it up? Immunity? If he keeps up the streak he's got going on right now, Missouri's got an excellent shot to win this game outright. Listen to this number. Brady Cook, quarterback for Missouri, 348 consecutive passes without a pick. That is the 5th longest streak in FBS history. That's ball security. That's taking care of the ball and making sure that they beat you instead of you beating yourself. I think LSU's offense will show up. I don't have any doubt about that. It's just, is it another situation where you have to score 50 or 55 or whatever it was last week to win? They can throw the ball this week. They can run the ball this week. They should be very, very balanced statistically. But ultimately, folks just have to step up. It's a pride game for LSU. Pride. You have long since gotten past the point where your stats will look palatable this year. You got to play for pride. If you play in that LSU secondary, if you're a defender for LSU, period. Colin, let's take a look at what the model thinks. Vegas right now, and this number's come down. Vegas is LSU minus 4.5 right now. The model thinks LSU is going to win and cover. LSU minus 6. And earlier today, I was just dead set against that. I was going to pick Missouri. I think that LSU will have a little bit of an inspired performance. It will not be pretty or clean defensively, but I think those guys will at least play aggressively enough where maybe they do force some mistakes. I think LSU is actually going to find a way to win and cover. But you know what I would really like in this, and I should have gotten on it earlier in the week. I think the over was the right play, and it was in the upper 50s, and we did not get on it, and my apologies. But I like LSU to win and cover. As you can tell, not a lot of confidence. It's not just allergies that are making the eyes water a little bit. It's me picking LSU after what I watched last week. But you know what? I picked against them last week and they lost. Perhaps I am what LSU needs. Again, just remember, I want the credit if it goes right. I have no interest in the blame if it goes wrong.